Well, at a time when Arvind Kejriwal has refused a government bungalow, the centre's decision to flout rules and give Meira Kumar a government house for 25 years for the Bahujan Ram Foundation is mind-boggling. The foundation is in the name of her father and the house is supposed to be a memorial. However, NDTV Siddharth Pandey went there today and instead of visitors found children playing cricket.
In a city where public space is shrinking, in a Lutyens bungalow there is enough for a game of cricket. 6 Krishna Menon Marg may not get too many visitors.
Just go through the register. We have on an average maybe 5 or 6 people coming every month.
The bungalow has been in the headlines ever since 2002, when the widow of Bahujan Ram, who had been allotted the building, had passed away. Documents under the RTI reveal that the current Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Meira Kumar, had wanted the premises to be turned into a memorial, but the government had deterred perhaps by a cabinet decision of 2000.
So this is the cabinet note of 2000, which clearly says that because of the fact that the land is very scarce here in the national capital, no houses will be turned into memorial.
स्मारक के नाम से हम मांग रहे थे, मैडम 2002 में यहाँ से खाली कर दी कोठी, तो उसके
मीरा कुमार जी,
हाँ वो यहाँ से चली गई, लाइट कट गई.
The government this year finally relented, handing over the premises to the Bahujan Ram Foundation for a monthly rent of 80,000 and a 25-year lease. The government, in a generous mood in December last year, also allowed for these 3 bungalows in the heart of the capital to be joined together into one super bungalow, the occupant Mayawati and the Bahujan Prerna Trust.
Interestingly, of course, while it's managed by the Bahujan Prerna Kendra and the trust, it's very difficult to actually go inside. In fact, we are told that people don't really manage to get inside this gate at all, and you need special permission to try and get inside. So it's not really open to the Aam Aadmi, if you will, and that's something that will be interesting to see. The fact that the Aam Aadmi itself in Delhi, the Aam Aadmi party, they're saying that its ministers, its MLAs will not ask for any Lal Batti, will not ask for any bungalow.
The least that Aam Aadmi Party's presence can do is to make people feel awkward about doing these things anymore.
In New Delhi, Siddharth Pandey for NDTV.
So is the politics of privilege ever going to end, even though the Aam Aadmi Party has really shown the way in Delhi and has done some astounding things over the last few days by, for instance, Arvind Kejriwal rejecting a government bungalow and red beacons and security. Joining us on that now, we have Suhail Seth, who's been furiously tweeting away about this, and Shazia Ilmi of the Aam Aadmi Party also with us. But Mr. Gadgil, let me take this question to you first. Why should the government do this at all? It's such, firstly, the timing is strange. The act itself is to many people extremely outrageous. Why should these memorials be there when the Supreme Court has firstly said that they shouldn't be?
No, first of all, see, this Meira Kumari's bungalow, which is under reference, is allotted to a trust. It is not allotted to her as initially it was projected. Secondly, a lot of people may be wanting to, go through the perhaps literature, photographs or whatever late Mr. Bahujan Ramji had pinned down or whatever it is. So that could be one of the reasons behind the decision of the government.
But Mr. Gadgil, we found out that they get about an average of 7 visitors a month. So I'm not really sure what purpose this memorial is serving, but it goes against the Supreme Court's own order. There are children playing cricket there right now. What does this memorial do? Why is it there when it completely flouts all laws?
No, it's not the question of whether 5 people or 7 people or 10 people are visiting. It's the sort of a, in the memory of a person who has contributed to the people from the downtrodden section. So I wouldn't agree, like whether 5 or 7 people. It's not a question of numbers. It's a question of feeling behind it. It's a question of
on prime government land. On prime government land, Mr. Gadgil. On prime government land in a bungalow in the heart of Delhi.
Well, it is not given permanently. This is not given permanently. It is given
it's
a certain number
Only
of years.
25 years.
So it's not allotted as if it's a gift.
Well, it is. It's 25 years.
That's what I'm saying. It's not given like an ownership.
And frankly, that rent is what you'd pay in South Delhi, not in Lutyens Delhi.
Certain period is laid down.
Suhail Seth, come in on this. It's a memorial. It doesn't matter whether 5 people are there or 7 or 70.
I'm not in Delhi, so I don't
I'm telling you the Delhi rents. That rent,
You know, Mr.
See, I'm
Gadgil,
not aware of the rate.
that rent is a
Mr.
steal.
Gadgil,
Sorry?
I don't know,
Yeah, Suhail.
Mr. Gadgil, I don't know who you are, but you're obviously a Congress spokesperson. Congress nowadays has more spokespersons than the Prime Minister has a voice, so I let that pass. I want to make 3 observations. I'll tell you what I'm inspired by from Jagjeevan Ram. The fact that he forgot to pay income tax. The second thing I remember about his lasting contribution was his defection techniques whenever he had to be in power. 7 people going for inspiration to a foundation which is housed in Lutyens, Delhi. I mean, are you guys living in denial? Which planet are you on, Mr. Gadgil? Which planet? December 4 has taught you no lessons? You haven't learned the lessons from the demonstrable transparency of an Arvind Kejriwal? Do you guys believe that you belong to a brazen, privileged, entitled set of people in this country? That you can mock our intelligence on national television by saying, oh, it's for his lasting contribution to India? If he's had a lasting contribution, he'll be in our hearts. He won't be occupying prime Lutyens zone bungalows. AP. Tell me, do you think we should
See,
convert
Mr.
Delhi
Arvind
into
Kejriwal
a
has
mass
not taken the
Samaj?
charge. Let
Because
him
every
become the
Prime
chief
Minister
minister,
dies, the
let him
family
run the
wants a
government
grave,
for
wants some...
let him run the
Wait, wait,
government
wait.
for some
I
time,
haven't
then
interrupted
let us see.
you. This is not
he's
Parliament,
not
so let
even
me
taken
finish.
charge, he's made a lot of promises.
Number
He's
two.
talking, no, he's talking about, he's talking about...
Oh,
the
Mr.
civil-
Gadgil.
Yes, Mr. Gadgil, I would like to
Have
come
the
in now that you're
maturity
discussing
and the
Arvind
reflectiveness
Kejriwal.
of a mature human being.
First, let Suhail finish his
Okay.
point. I'll come to you,
One
Shazia.
minute, I'm trying to speak.
Yeah.
Mr. Gadgil, there are certain manners we follow national television. I suggest you look up Hobson Jobson or Renan Martin, because that will give you the English profiling as well. I want to make my last point.
You don't try to tell
Meira
me manners,
Kumar
you know, I have seen
is
what kind of
abysmal
manners.
in her behavior.
You're asking me who am I, but I know a lot of
abysmal.
things about you.
I'm
I
sorry,
don't
Meira
generally
Kumar's
stoop to
behavior
the personal
is
level.
as
Please, I'm from a
abysmal
very
as
dignified
anyone's
family.
who
But
think-
every channel I have seen, when you come across, you stoop to the personal level. This is not the level of the Congress.
But Mr.
Absolutely.
Not the level
Mr.
of the
Gadgil,
Congress.
let's just
And
go
we
back
have
to the
decided
point.
that
One
I
second.
interrupt you
Let's not
when
make
you
this
speak.
let me
personal. I
see.
keep
Here's
saying
the
this
point.
every day.
I have seen
And I
in
want
the
to-
earlier
and I want
debate
to end with
also.
this.
Level of
He comes
Congress.
down to
I
the
want to
personal
end with
level. That is not the point.
What is the
Gadgil,
level
Let us
of
debate.
Congress?
Mr. Gadgil,
Suhail, one sec.
I want to end with
No,
this.
Mr. Suhail said you have been
keep
always
interrupting because you have no
coming
logic.
down on a personal
So
level
let
on
me
a TV
finish.
channel.
Let me finish.
Mr.
Especially
Gadgil,
I
Mr.
know,
Gadgil,
remember a couple
answer,
of
just
cases.
answer this simple
I
point.
never
The Congress-
talked about, no, I have
Why-
never talked personal
When the
things.
Supreme Court said, Mr. Gadgil, in July
Not
this
only
year,
the Congress.
that no memorial
Yes,
should be
we-
allowed to
just
come up
because
in
we
Lutyens,
behave
Delhi.
gentlemen
Why
doesn't
is
mean
this
that you can
memorial
go
there?
on,
Suhail, one
talking,
second. Mr.
nonsense.
Gadgil, why is this
And don't
memorial
teach me
allowed
manners.
if it is in violation of the Supreme Court's own order on the 5th of July this year?
Mr.
Why?
Suhail said personal, there are a lot of things I can talk, but I don't want to stoop to that level.
No, Mr.
Let
Gadgil,
him
I'm
withdraw
asking you
that
about,
remark
I'm asking
that
you
I
about
don't
this
have
house.
manners.
I'm
I
asking
never-
you about this house. I'm
We
saying
debate,
when
but
the
this is
Supreme
not the
Court
thing.
said that no memorials should be allowed, we have that graphic up, that no memorials should be allowed. Why has this happened? It's a violation of what the Supreme Court has said.
No, let Mr. Suhail said personally withdraw the remark that I don't have the manners.
That you don't have the?
No, I said you're interrupting me. I didn't say you have
Every
Well, I
channel,
would
every
say-
debate
I-
is
I
doing
would
that.
say-
interrupting me. Now, when you're talking, I didn't interrupt you.
Okay,
No,
but
no, you did say
I
that.
think it's more important to focus on the issue
I'm
at
the last
hand,
person
gentlemen.
to get angry, but
this
I've
is not about
always
the
seen
two of
you
you.
coming down to this level.
Okay, Mr.
Sure.
Gadgil.
Our
Mr.
gentleman
Gadgil,
type of behavior
if
doesn't
it has
mean that
hurt-
you can
if
go
it
on
has
doing
hurt
this.
you, if it has hurt you, if my comment of you not having any manners has hurt you, I withdraw my comment.
Okay,
And I
thank
would
you.
now ask you to reflect on what I've said.
Okay.
Fair? That's a fair point.
Mr.
Thank you.
Gadgil, please answer my question. When the Supreme Court said in July this year that
because
no
the
memorials should
same
be allowed
thing
to
had
come up,
happened.
why
I
has this
remember when the
happened?
sea link was inaugurated in Mumbai, the same thing you had done.
Sorry, what?
He's obviously not going to answer your question.
Mr. Gadgil,
I
on
can't
the
hear him. What is he saying?
Mr. Gadgil, are you not going to answer the question on the House? Why is there memorial coming up in violation of what the Supreme Court has said?
See, I have already said that it is allotted with certain intention, with a a respect to a person who has done a lot to the community. So this is what the government's decision is. Maybe I do not know how it fits into the Supreme Court judgment, or maybe perhaps government would go for that and make the correction if at all there is something wrong. But let us see the intention of the government, let us see the feeling behind it.
Well, I still don't understand when, again, the question of 7 people, you haven't answered the question on the Supreme Court. Shazia, this comes at a time when the AAP has taken the lead on these issues. You know, the question of VIP culture keeps coming back. Does this only prove that it's going to be harder and harder to get rid of that politics of privilege that Delhi in particular is so used to?
Absolutely.
No, I think it's going to be pretty easy. I think they will have to learn to smell the coffee if they haven't smelt it already. It's a question of probity, of propriety, of basic ethics, and they must listen to how what the public mood is. And believe me, there is such a lot of anger. And when Mr. Gadgil says there's nothing personal about it, it is something personal. It is taxpayers' money. The land is shrinking.
Absolutely.
Their shelters, their night shelters, which have no place. And the people, there is in Vasant Kunj, a bunch of people in NGO and elderly sick people were removed because there was no place for them. How dare we allocate these memorials? Why should we allow for this to happen?
1 minute.
And I don't think we need these memorials at all. And I think Meira Kumar should lead by example. I think Rahul Gandhi, whenever he speaks on corruption, should take this on. And Meira Kumar should foot this bill.